Was Designer signing to Good Music the worst deal in music industry history? Let's talk about it. Designer originally signed to Good Music in 2016, just 3 days before Kanye West's The Life of Pablo release. During that time, there was a lot of hype around his feature in Part 2 with his hit song Panda. After that tease, Designer's Panda would go on to be over 5 times platinum. He would also go platinum with his song Timmy Turner. Needless to say, Designer was having an amazing year in 2016, but what happened? In 2016, Designer would release the project New English, which would not sell very well with only 16,000 copies. What went wrong during the biggest stage of his career? There was a problem with the lack of promotion that came with the project. The world only knew Designer as the Panda guy and didn't have the chance to get to know him through another project. My personal favorite off the mixtape is Make It Out. I think the delivery on that song is amazing. The mixtape would be released less than 6 months after the massive hit of The Life of Pablo. The Life of Pablo was still receiving a lot of love at the time. Of course, Panda was still on repeat everywhere, making Designer over $5 million. Still, being in the shadows of The Life of Pablo did create a lack of promotion towards New English. Now think about this, Designer was only 18 at the time of the Panda release. He did not know what he was signing, but was given the opportunity to blow up through that feature. Signing this deal would cast him in the shadows of Kanye. People saw Designer as the singles he released and could not picture an album. Or they couldn't picture an album because they didn't know it existed. This lack of promotion that Designer had is when the fall off happened because people were not actively seeing him. Time or budgets weren't allocated towards Designer to bring his visions to life. There were other priorities at play. 2016 was a time when artists needed to be visual online and have major promotions behind it. The lack of promotion held Designer back from attracting new fans and retaining current fans. Some people speculate that Kanye only signed Designer for the feature on the album. It's always possible, but I like to think that's not true. It's hard to say though with the lack of promotion that came to the New English mixtape. If Designer was developed through Good Music, this could have been a whole different story. Like I mentioned, Designer was able to make millions from his music while at Good Music. That alone was able to change his life completely at 18 years old. He just wasn't able to fully capitalize on the success and maintain the brand. However, now things are different. He asked to be released in 2020 from Good Music and they accepted. Designer is now an independent artist under his label LOD, or Loyalty Over Dishonesty. Was this a good move to be released under a major label and go independent? For Designer's case, absolutely. He now is completely free and has control of his destiny at 24 years old. Not being able to capitalize on the success due to the lack of promotion held him back in his early career, but now things can change for him. I think many people have forgotten about Designer, but that doesn't mean he can't make a comeback. It would be extremely hard, but it's not unlikely. The hype he built up around Panda most likely won't be reachable anymore, but he can still bring in a continuous income now that he owns his music too. I personally am rooting for Designer to make a comeback. I don't think people would expect it, but if done right, it could be really cool to see. He is still very young, which gives him a lot of time to grow. Designer signing to Good Music did slow and stop his career during the early stages, but now he has it back in control. Do you think Designer had the worst deal in music industry history? Because imagine what could have came if he got the proper promotion for his projects. Things could be a lot different for him career-wise. Either way, I am glad to see Designer in a better space now. Do you think Kanye only signed Designer for the feature? Would you like to see a Designer comeback? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.